Shut up and sit down.
It's where the big boys play. Sicw.
Square Podcast, everybody, episode 129. Today we have a little bit of a cornucopia of things for you today. Without further ado, and gilding the lily, let's get going.
Perfect. First, we're going to talk a little WWE. We're going to talk, we're going to have a little film clip added in about American Freestyle. And then we're going to hit some Sicw news. And of course, we're going to talk about the collectors, the Shriners Collector. Shoot, I just said the name too earlier.
Collectors Fest, Moolah Collectors Fest.
Damn, man, the Shriners Collectors Fest. And then we'll end it with whatever toy hauls that we acquired over the week. But let's first hit up WWE. So the big news on the WWE circle is one, CM Punk is now the world champion. That changed hands on Saturday night's main event. And so did the women's championship. It changed hands. Now Jade Corbell is now the women's champion. I kind of feel that we knew CM Punk was going to win the belt. You know, it came down to him and Jey Uso. And as much as people like Jey Uso, when he was the champion, he really wasn't getting the job done per se. You know, a lot of people call him Mr. Entrance, but then that's it. You know, they do that pop in, they do the whole hand wave and dive and shit, you know, when he's coming to the ring, but that normally blows him up for his matches, and then he has this like slow match pace going on because he's trying to
He can retire and just be their hype man because that's what he's good at.
Right. So CM Punk won, which that brings us to Monday Night Raw. Again, though, just for reference, there was only 5 matches on Saturday night's main event. Now, it was a pretty decent Saturday night's main event. I think it was the best one they've had so far this year.
And that's really ironic considering the fact that out of the 12,000 tickets, only 7,000 people bought them and showed up. And Raw was no different. They were missing 3,000 to 4,000 people.
They've been saying that the last couple of shows, so just not Raw, not Friday night. I mean, I think it was Friday Night SmackDown too that they talked about it about.
Yeah, but this time the executives for TKO have acknowledged that people aren't buying their tickets, but are still saying they're not going to lower prices because WWE fans are stupid, especially in America.
Well. If this is a trend and it keeps getting lowered, I bet you they will start lowering their damn ticket prices, or we'll see more shows go overseas, one of the two, because they're going to find their money. So if they don't lower the tickets to allow more people to come in and enjoy their product, you know, they'll probably find some other overseas tour that they'll start to add in, because we're already losing WrestleMania, and we're losing it's not Survivor Series. I think it's the Royal Rumble that we're losing. So I mean, we're already losing 2 big pay-per-views to overseas. So it's just a matter of time before they pick up another one or create a new pay-per-view just for them, you know. But anyway.
Well, and it's really bad considering notoriously greedy sports venues are dropping their prices on their concessions like crazy because people are not going to go and buy their food otherwise.
Right. But let's talk about that later on in the pod, because we're going to talk about Raw here real quick. So Raw, again, there was only 5 matches. CM Punk did open up Raw, so it was another 30 minutes of talking. That was probably, I guess you would say, the downside to it, because again, they're opening with another promo, another speech, yada yada. I do like the fact that Logan Paul came out to kind of interrupt him, because CM Punk said he's going to be a fighting champion, going to take on everyone, and he started naming names that haven't been in the title picture. One name he did not mention was Logan Paul, because Logan Paul has been out for a while, and even Bobby, we were talking back and forth earlier today, and Bobby said that he thought he retired.
Now he's
But
been training for a fight that's not going to happen.
either way, he came out, interrupted him, and then Paul Heyman came out with the rest of his little clique. Brain fart.
The Vision.
The Vision. And they ended up jumping Logan Paul too, because he was threatened that if he stuck around that he was going to get a beat down. So he tried to leave, but they didn't let him leave anyway. So they beat him down, beat CM Punk down, and that's how they opened the show. So I could have done without the 15 minutes of the speech and just started the 15 minutes with him and Logan Paul, and then the Vision coming down and interrupting and everything. But it's set up for the main event. So let's see here. They threw out a tag match. It's Bella and Valkyra versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel. That was actually a pretty decent match. It was a really good Raw. The last two Monday Night Raws, I think, have been better. Oh, you know what? I need to backtrack. Before Raw even started, Triple H had said something was going to happen Monday that was going to change the landscape of professional wrestling. So let me just throw that out there and we'll get to it later on. But I got to say it because it happened before Raw started. That was the big internet buzz. So,
Does anyone pay attention to those little announcements anymore? There's always something that's going to change the landscape.
You know, in AEW was bad at that too, because Tony Khan would come out and announce something, and then it didn't turn out to be anything special. You know, it was basically announcing another dream match with no buildup. So
change the landscape because we made no disqualification.
right. But let's see here. Roxanne Perez and Raquel was able to get the victory. They got it over Bella. Of course, Nikki Bella was Valkyra's partner on that match. But behind the scenes, they did a little backstage thing where Nikki Bella came up and apologized for losing the match. And they said that they were fine. But there's been a little bit of hints going around that maybe Nikki Bella is actually going to turn heel and want the title shot, because right now Valkyra is the champion. I hope I didn't show off two things at once. No, okay. So the next one was Penta versus El Grande Americana. Of course, he had his little henchman out there. And that was a good back and forth, but I don't think they interfered enough. You got two henchmen out there. You think they would interfere a little bit more instead of just at the end.
That's probably why they lost.
Well, truly, yeah, that is the reason, because the referee seen one do something, kicked him out, and then a little bit later seen the other one do something, kicked him out. But before he kicked him out, he gave El Americano the little thing that he puts up in the mask. So if he headbutts you, you get knocked out, and he can score the pin. But it didn't help because both guys got kicked out of there, and then Pinto was able to do his I forgot what he calls it, but it's not a Spanish fly, is it? Is that what they call that? No, it's not a Spanish fly.
He's still doing the package pile driver?
No, he's been doing this move off the top rope. But he does it a flip over the guy and causes him to. It's like a flip and a half because the guy lands on his head.
Oh, you're talking about Canadian Destroyer, but the Mexican Destroyer?
Mexican Destroyer. So he was able to do a Mexican Destroyer on him and score the victory. And if you guys want details, you can go watch Netflix, watch Raw on it, or go on YouTube and get some more details. But we're trying to speed things up here a little bit. So that was. I mean, it was actually a good match, but Pinto won. Dirty Dom came out and was trying to speak about what was next for
Uh,
his future.
you mean the king of the luchadores came out?
Sure. So Dirty Dom is holding 2 titles. He is the AAA. I don't even know what they call it, but he's their champion. And then of course he holds the Intercontinental Champion. No, is he the Intercontinental or is he?
As I did that, the U.S. I mixed those 2 titles up.
Yeah, I think it's the Intercontinental title carrier. So he's holding 2 titles, one for AAA, one for WWE. But he was talking about what's next for him. And his dad, Rey Mysterio, has been out of action due to injury. But before he went out of injury, he was determining to turn his son around. And so he came out, and they were having Intercontinental. And
the
they came
AAA
out.
Omega.
Yeah, so Rey Mysterio came out, and it's not like a father and son embraced and hugged and all that stuff. They got to work some things out. But there's talks on the internet that they might be trying to switch Dirty Dom into a babyface because he's so popular.
Well, I mean, the way Rey Mysterio came out and disrespected him, I'm sure. Going out there and telling him that he's not the king that the old man is, and that he'll never be the number one Mysterio as long as Rey's around, and just disrespect.
Right. So I do wonder how that's going to turn out, because sometimes you can be a great heel, but you can't be a good baby. And sometimes you can pull it off, like a CM Punk or Seth Rollins. They can turn on a dime and make you believe them. But Dom started out as a baby, working with his father, tag teaming matches and all that stuff, but he just really wasn't popular until he became a heel and started rebelling against his father and all of his father's friends. That's when he actually became established.
And that's when Stone Cold got popular, when he started rebelling against the establishment or the power or the authority.
Correct. But I think Stone Cold had so many years in the business working for
he's hands
working for
down was a better
WCW.
wrestler.
Right. But I'm saying Stone Cold had a lot of time as a baby, a lot of time as a heel, multiple different companies, which I think helped him to get the fans behind him, regardless if WWE wanted him to be a heel or they wanted him to be a baby. The fans flocked to him anyway. I don't know if the same aspect is going to go with Dom. I just don't see his antics working as a babyface. I mean, do you agree or disagree?
I mean, it's the same rebel against the power. It's the same lie, cheat, and steal that Eddie did. Like, he's just kind of rinsing and repeating some of the old stuff that people loved.
Well, and that's been his thing right now. He's been getting these cheap pops because he's doing stuff that Eddie has done. But eventually that's going to run out too. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him. Let's see here. All right, so it was another tag team match. It was Bailey and Valkyrie. I mean, both these girls, the Val Carrera, man, I butchered that name. Val, man, how do you pronounce her name?
Valkyria.
Valkyria. And Bailey went against what is their tag team match? Or what is their little group
Kabuki
called?
Warriors.
The Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
So the Kabuki Warriors have been on like an attack right now. They're constantly finding people behind stage and trying to get Bailey by herself or get the other one by herself. And then they actually, went against Ric Flair's daughter and the other lady. This is bad. My names is just horrible.
I don't know how you could ever forget Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. So I mean, they're basically right there at the top, going for the championships in either place, whether it be SmackDown or Raw. But they were able to pull out a victory over Bailey. But it was a good back and forth match. So I mean, it was a good match. And like I said, the Raw was actually pretty good. This next one, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee and versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough. That was a great tag match. I don't know if you guys seen that or not. Like I said, I've been getting behind JD here lately. I think he's just showed that not that he's a contender for the World Heavyweight Championship or anything, but that he's a very good worker. And of course, WWE needs that. They need someone who actually could take the punishment and make those guys look great, but at the same aspect can deliver some fucking awesome moves and look like he can beat anyone as well.
I mean, I get behind him to block the sun because he's got a massive head.
That's true, but that gives him his power to think of what moves to do next.
His head just does not fit his body.
It doesn't.
He is a straight up bobblehead.
But AJ Styles was just on fire during that match. I mean, it looked like a young version of AJ Styles. And just unfortunately, AJ Styles was kind of lumped into the John Cena's and the Hulk Hogan's, where once he got to WWE, they tamed his moveset. Because in TNA, he was crazy. You never knew what he was going to pull out. And you know the Pele was going to come in there, and then the Styles Clash was going to come in there, but just his moveset was so much bigger. But here in WWE, it's been mainly that flying elbow, and
the springboard 450 you never see anymore. You rarely see the Pele, and one move you never see that he used to hit every match was that lion salt into a reverse DDT.
But he was pulling out some old school AJ Styles last night. And I don't know if it's because he already announced that once his contract runs out, he's done. He's going to be he's the next John Cena to retire. And I don't know if that's why they gave them the opportunity to win the tag team championships, but they did win them. And now it's like kind of lit a fire under AJ. And not to go back against Rey Mysterio, but WWE has been trying to replace Rey Mysterio forever. And it's not that he's not a good guy. It's just he's getting a lot of injuries. He's getting older, but they wanted a lot more. Well, they tried to get a lot more masked wrestlers to take Rey Mysterio's place. And Dragon Lee was one of them that they tried in the past, and they tried to put him with a whole bunch of masked wrestlers. And now that they got him with AJ Styles, now I think they got something cooking. They did capture the victory, so they're still the tag champions. But it was a great match. Definitely recommend it to watch it back on Raw. Or if you want to catch the highlights too, sometimes that's okay. But very good match. The only thing I hate about YouTube is, and it's WWE's YouTube channel, they don't really put all the cool spots that you've seen on it. So you can't, I mean, I know it, I get it. They want you to actually tune into Netflix or go to Netflix and watch the whole match. So at one point in backstage, Jey Uso, motherfucker.
Your dogs don't like Jey Uso. Is it possibly because one of your conspiracy theories is Joe Uso purposely slows his matches when he's booked to lose?
No, it wasn't.
Now it can be.
Now it can be, yes. All right, part of my language about my dog likes to come out here and bark when she knows I'm recording. But so at one point they were talking about CM Punk needing a tag team partner because Logan Paul abandoned him or tried to abandon him. and CM Punk was now going to go against Vision by himself. But he ran into Jey Uso. They got to talking, and Jay said that he respected CM Punk because he came at him one-on-one for Saturday night's main event. That he didn't come with a group of thugs or anything like that. And since he respected him as a man, he would tag with him for the main event. So the main event was Jey Uso and Punk versus the Vision. And again, I hate to say that it was a great back and forth, but it was great. And that's what it was. It was a good back and forth. It was a good mix of Jey Uso super kicking them both, getting them both down, CM Punk outworking both of them. But at the same aspects, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they're one is fast as fuck, and the other one is built like a brick shit house. So at any time they wanted to slow them down, they were able to stop them, CM Punk and Jey Uso, and beat them down until until they can get that hot spot where Jey Uso had time on the corner to breathe, and CM Punk was able to tag him in, and then they would start rocking and rolling again. Very good hot spot. But it came down to all four opponents was outside the ring. The ref did count to 10, so it was a double count out, but neither team cared. They still went at each other. And then CM Punk was knocked out of the ring, and they double teamed Jey Uso. CM Punk came in with a steel chair. You thought it was over because the Vision both backed down, hopped out of the ring and everything, until they went and got their own chairs and came back in. So now both of them had chairs. CM Punk had a chair. Jey Uso is down. And then out of the corner comes Logan Paul, and it looked like he was going to help CM Punk. He even brought out the brass knuckles, and as soon as like all four guys were going to go at it, the Vision stopped, and Logan Paul turned to CM Punk and decked him with the brass knuckles. And so now there's theories and rumors, because it wasn't talked about and it wasn't confirmed, if Logan Paul is joining the Vision under Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was out there kind of directing the flow after the match was over. And then Logan Paul actually handed Paul the brass knucks. So it kind of seems like he's joining them, but nothing's been confirmed yet. So we'll see, I guess. But it was a great ending to a Monday Night Raw. I really liked that last match. I liked the whole Raw. It was a pretty good Raw. Some Raws I can turn off or I lose interest in halfway through, and then I start doing other things. So I actually sat down and watched this one. For some strange reason, I just can't remember names and talk about it. But it was a very good match, very good show. And I like the fact that, the Vision might be growing since Seth Rollins is no longer in it, since they booted him out, got injured, and now Punk's the champion. I was talking about it's nice to have new people in the mix. And even though it's Logan Paul, I still believe Logan Paul is a great worker. A lot of people give him shit for not starting in wrestling. He built his name on YouTube and his brother's name and on the boxing crap and everything like that. But hands down, just the way he works in the ring, he's been training, he's been doing the work. And I hate to say it, but in most of his matches, he looks better than a wrestler that's been doing it for years. So as much shit as people hate him, I really thought this was going to be his chance to turn to the good side, because I thought him getting his butt whipped at the beginning by Vision after he was trying to leave Punk on his own, and then coming back to what looked like he was going to save Punk, and then turn on him. I thought he might have been turning baby, and I'm sure the fans would have got behind him because they were popping for him once he pulled out the brass knuckles and looked like he was going to stand side by side with CM Punk. But then again, he did get a pop for, not really a pop, but the crowd just like, oh my God, and hushed and just watched as it all unfolded. But very good Raw. I wouldn't give it a 5, but I would maintain like a 4, maybe 4.25. But definitely better than what it has been. But did it change the landscape of WWE? That's what I'm going to ask both of you guys. No.
Nope.
Yeah, it didn't change the damn thing. It just threw another guy in the mix, which hands down it needed to be. But I don't think Logan Paul is going to pull the numbers that WWE thought that it was going to change the landscape.
Well, to me, when you say change the landscape, that's something that's going to be week in and week out. Logan Paul will probably be there through another pay-per-view, maybe 2, and then disappear until Rumble or Mania.
Right. And I hate to say it, but it's almost like the same thing as the Roman Reigns. You know, I said on a few podcasts earlier that Roman seems to come out, get the pop. He might win a match on Raw, but he'll lose at the pay-per-view and go pack his bags and leave again. Now, I know at some point it was because he was making a movie, but even at that, there was a thing that I saw today that it compared Brock Lesnar to Roman Reigns. And again, I made this point a couple weeks ago that Brock has got the winning side of that and Roman Reigns has got the losing side of it. But again, both of them had like 6 matches this year. And well, I guess that was last year because this year Brock has got even less. You know, I think he's only had 2 matches since he's been back. But how can you move forward with your product if your 2 top guys that you're paying a shit ton of money for is only going to give you 6 matches a year? You know,
Well, that's the only thing I can see good about Logan because he didn't start in wrestling and hasn't had his bump card full. I mean, he's less prone to injury, but I mean, he takes a lot of time off to help his brother train for boxing. So
I'll say not just straight for boxing, he's got his hand in a lot of different pots too, which is why he won't be here full time.
Yeah.
Well, and some of it, you know, it's his podcast that now is being done for WWE because it's on the WWE YouTube channel. And it's probably going to go to ESPN as well. But I know he's got a low bump card compared to a lot of other people, but even his matches, the cool moves that he pulls off, he actually sticks and lands. So he's not, I don't think I've seen him go far and beyond and fuck up the bump. You know, everything that he's done that was spectacular, he's actually managed to stick and land it. So even the crazy stuff he's doing it properly. I haven't seen him fuck up, is what I'm trying to say. So I think we'll talk about the 3 things that are like the talk of the internet before we jump into someone else, because all 3 of them deal with WWE. John Cena's last match is coming up pretty soon. And there's rumors that Donald Trump is already going to be at that match. But now there's rumors that one of his best friends, which is Vince McMahon, is also going to be at that show. So a lot of people are buzzing around the internet with Vince McMahon is coming back to the WWE. You know, it's not to say that he's coming back into the company, and I doubt that they're going to make him buy a ticket, but it looks like for one night only, Vince McMahon is coming back to the WWE. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing for WWE or if it's going to be a bad thing for WWE. And, you know, maybe this is what Triple H is saying that's going to change the landscape. He just said it a couple months in advance. I mean, there's been so many talks about Vince McMahon on how he sold it to TKO versus the other companies, because there was a big thing that came out earlier this week or late last weekend about how Tony Khan from AEW actually considered to not buy the WWE but partner with the WWE and make it one company and keep Vince McMahon in like the top spot. And he chose not to do that. He chose to sell it to TKO, and he didn't sell it to the Arabian Kings, or what do you want to call them, that wanted so much, that was going to give them so many more billions of dollars for the product, but not have Vince McMahon in control over it. So I mean, there's that lawsuit. It's just keep going back and forth. But it's going to be interesting to see Vince McMahon come back to WWE. But what role is it going to be in? That's what's being speculated.
Yeah, but do you think they would invite him back after he publishes his book? Because JBL, your best friend, Jim, says it's going to be nasty.
Well, it depends on how far he wants to reveal, how much he wants to reveal.
He said he talked to JBL, said he talked to McMahon, and it's going to be 100% embarrassing, and he's going to put everything in there. So,
well, so he can't really put everything in there because there's still a lot of lawsuits out there. And if he opens up in this book about the lawsuits, that's going to have a potential to damage him. So I don't think the book is going to be as risque as a lot of people are hoping for or think it's going to be. Because it would be stupid on his part if he did.
I also wonder how much he cares, though, because he's old and he's rich. Like, what does he have to lose at this point? He doesn't need to make more money. He's got plenty of money to retire on.
Yeah, but that Janelle lawsuit, that can actually seek him into jail time. So I don't care how old you are or how rich you are.
I say that money gets him out of jail.
Even if you're in like what they consider the corporate jail or the blue, not the blue collar, is it the white collar jails that they're talking about, how it's, a little bit more fancier, you get better food, better, even being behind the bars of that kind of jail, I'm pretty sure he don't want that.
That man won't see anything more than house arrest.
I don't know. I guess it's all about the court. All right. Other thing. Last night on Monday Night Raw, CM Punk was wearing a shirt to the ring that was an updated version of the Nexus logo. So a lot of people are thinking, well, since the Vision has their little group, is that a sign that CM Punk is going to create his own little group? Originally he was the leader, one of the leaders of the Nexus, and they were doing very well under him. Of course, that was multiple years ago, but the shirt that he was wearing last night was the same symbol. So that's got people talking, and I'm okay with him being a leader of a group. He did, besides the Nexus, he did his one thing
Straight
where
Edge Society.
What?
The Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, the Straight Edge. That's what I was gonna go to. Yeah, and he led that group for a while, and it did really well as well. So I'm okay if he's wanting to do a group. It's going to be interesting to see if that was something that they were going to do if Seth was still in the Vision, and since Seth got his injury and they kicked him out, that put that on hold. War Games is coming up shortly, so maybe it's just him showing that he's going to put a group together for War Games. There's rumors that Roman Reigns
bring back members of the original Nexus for it.
Well, and there was even talks about CM Punk starting up. What was Seth Rollins' group before with
Shield.
Roman Reigns? The Shield. About him starting the Shield over again.
Which also Seth was there to help him.
Yeah, and they were supposed to be an actual team as well, but the Shield got so popular that they pulled them from CM Punk.
But isn't Wade Barrett still under contract doing announcer work?
He is.
So you could pull him in. Isn't Daniel Bryan's contract at AEW about to run out?
I don't know, but I think he's retired from AEW on the work, being a wrestler thing. He's more of a backstage role, but
He could show up for
Dolph,
one War Game.
Dolph, he's in TNA, which is partnering with WWE right now.
Dolph
So
wasn't
wasn't
Nexus.
he? He wasn't part
No.
of the Nexus?
No, you had Ryback and Barrett. I don't think you'll ever see Ryback again.
Yeah, I don't think Ryback will ever.
The guy that was a lawyer, I think he's still behind the scenes though.
That could be.
I can't think of his name. He is married to the famous singer chick.
Yeah.
And then I know the guy that always did the hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. He still does behind the scenes work for WWE. You know who I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
He's the one that ran the Royal Rumble, tripped and almost knocked himself out on the ring pole that's under the apron. Titus O'Neil, that's it.
Oh yeah, Titus. Yes.
He still does behind the scenes work. He's one of the overseas ambassadors actually.
And they just did an interview with him, not on WWE. Some other organization asked him if he was retired from the ring, and he said that he always keeps in shape just in case he's needed. So yeah, it could be possibilities.
Yeah, what's his name from One Man Band? He's got kids.
And he hasn't signed to any other major corporate company. He's doing a lot of independent bookings. So yeah, that could be too.
Easily throw together a reunion of Nexus for War Games.
That leads us to the third and final. Triple H, is he coming back to wrestle? So during Monday Night Raw, they did a lot of promos for WrestleMania coming up. All the major players was sitting around a poker table. You had Roman Reigns, you had Brock Lesnar, you had CM Punk. But you also had Triple H, and he did a lot of the narrative, the talking in all these promos, and he even talked about exploring new creative ways of doing things, and it kind of leaned into maybe he's coming out of retirement. Now he hasn't wrestled since he had that heart scare.
I thought that was like sidelined him medically.
Well, so you never say never, and he doesn't have a pacemaker.
And if we're talking WrestleMania, we're talking overseas. Or we're talking about this WrestleMania that's still in Vegas.
Yeah, it's still in Vegas.
But that's the next one overseas with no regulations.
So, so there's speculation. Everyone was talking today. Does this mean that Triple H is coming out of retirement? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I liked the Helmsley McMahon era. Speaking of Stephanie and Triple H era, I thought that was a very good dynamic where they were actually in charge and hated. I don't know if it'll work right now because it seems like Triple H is trying to be as creative as he can be without the demands of TKO riding on the shoulders, and that's been talked about a lot. How TKO, the parent company, is pretty much, holding down Triple H and what he wants to do. But is this his way of doing the things he wants to do? Because now he's going to be a competitor. I mean, who's to say? But I, for one, am okay with Triple H coming back. I just don't know how it's going to help the company besides those first few show dates where he gets the pop for coming back and wrestling and maybe getting a victory. I don't know if it's going to help propel the WWE into a new landscape. So I don't know. Speculations. It's going to run amok here and see what happens.
So it's bugging me. The other guy that I said as a lawyer that still, I think, behind the scenes is David Otunga, and he's married to Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
Sorry, partners with Jennifer Hudson. They're not actually married. They do have a kid.
So that's my WWE for tonight. So let's talk a little SICW. We also had a show Saturday, the same night as Saturday night's main event. We had a great turnout with everything going on, because you had the seventh game of the World Series. You had Saturday night's main event. You had some sort of car race that was going on. So we didn't know exactly how the crowd was going to be, but they still turned up and turned out. So it was a good show. Seen some people coming back. Steve Fender came back into the fold. Lucky P. Larson came back to the fold. I had another Attila match that was very brutal. I felt him putting a little bit more effort into the match, and so that just drove me to put more effort back into the match. So pretty much a big slug out.
But did you get forked?
I did multiple times. And to be honest, I don't even remember how the match ended. I don't think I got pinned.
Did you get hit in the head a lot?
I did.
Every match.
Maybe I did get pinned. I tell you, I can't tell. I'll have to rewatch the match to remember it. I tell you guys, my memory is going.
He did not take his ginkgo biloba today.
I guess I didn't. Brandon Beretta went against Jason Breed. He took the victory, so he's still the SICW champion. We did have a little confrontation with our own Bobby D and Brandon Beretta after his victory. If we can hear some commentating about that from Bobby D, that would be great.
I mean, it's plain and simple. Sick of his shit. You can bleep that. I did not cost Breed his match. I waited for it to get over, and then while he was out there, I just went out there and politely explained to him with my fist that I'm tired of
it. Well, sometimes those are the best conversations.
Yeah.
That is true. I mean, he is his head's bigger than his britches, as the old man used to say. And I do think he needs someone to knock him down a peg or two. So,
and I'm here for it.
There you go. But it was a great card. Peyton Ayers was on it. Of course, Gary Jackson was in it. You had even Axe came back. He was in it on Saturday. So, very good card. I'm sure you'll see it here in the next few days. I've got my match not posted. I have it saved, and I guess I'm going to have to rewatch it just to make sure I knew what happened. But we do have one more show before the end of the year, and it's a benefit show that we have not been to in the last couple of years, and that's the Swansea Firehouse.
So let's pack this house, guys.
Yes, and where's my trusty book? Because I want to say it's December 6th. Yes, December 6th.
You can read it with my glasses.
Far away. Those are cheaters when I try to see anything close to me. But yeah, December 6th, Swansea Firehouse. To benefit the firefighters there, and we haven't been there in a couple of years, and we always wondered why, because we always had a great turnout, always had a special guest or two, because one year we had the Four Horsemen minus Ric Flair. We had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat there before. So always a great show there as well. And
it always seemed like they had enough people there to make money. It was during the COVID year was when we stopped. So I didn't know if it was like a management change there or.
It could have been. But the special attraction for that show is the one and only Flash Flanagan is coming back to make his return to SICW. So he hasn't been around in a couple years. Not that he quit wrestling, because he still lives in the Indiana area and has been wrestling out there. And you've even seen him on the internet, him and Randy Orton hanging out. Of course, they were training partners in OVW. So Randy Orton kind of giving the nudge to Flash Flanagan.
I say you really got to give Flash his credit. Like he trained a lot of guys in OVW. Like he
Well,
helped with the development of the Big Show, John Cena, Batista, all them guys that were coming through there. And then
Brock
he
Lesnar.
made a big name of himself down in Puerto Rico too.
Yeah, so it's going to be great to have him back, but that is December 6th. Same bell time, doors open at 6, bell time's at 7, but it's the last show of the year for SICW. So we actually got a few weeks off, which is great because in 2 weeks we have a special show. Not a wrestling match or a wrestling show, but the Shriners Collectors Fest. It's going to be hosted by us, yours truly.
You got to put the other picture up there. There it is.
Yes. I mean, John down there at the bottom right, he looks just like the Big Texan, but his name is John. No. So there was a little spelling thing that happened that if you see the one that actually names off the people, they got me down as John Hoffarth instead of Jim the Big Texan. It's actually John the Big Texan Hoffarth. John, Jim. I do like the picture of Bobby D though. I don't know. He reminds me of a different wrestler, like what's the wrestler from Judgment Day? Finn Balor. When Finn Balor first came out, he had the big, fluffy, puffy hair at the top. To me, that picture looks like Finn Balor.
He has a little more hair than Bobby has right now.
In all fairness, like my hair does puff.
But like we said in the last couple of podcasts, if you're into collecting, whether it be Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, if you're into Hot Wheels, if you're into He-Man and wrestling figures and Street Sharks and G.I. Joes, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, wasn't this the first place you bought a Street Shark?
Yes. It was my very first Street Shark. It's what I've picked up my first I picked up a lot first. I never had any Ghostbuster stuff. I picked up a Ghostbuster Ghost there. Really started my collections on a couple of these at that show. And it's very cool. They're going to have some special guests. We've already talked about some voice actors that dealt with Pokemon and dealt with some comic books. Of course, some illustrators that dealt with comic books as well, whether it be Spider-Man or there was one that did something with vampires. So very cool. Again, it opens at 9 for the early bird, 10 o'clock for general. It's going until 4 o'clock, so you got plenty of time. So Linda's going to be there dealing with Amazing Spider-Man. Like I said, and Bill too, again with Amazing Spider-Man. So very cool artists are going to be there, along with the Stormtroopers. There's going to be a Batman. There's some Ghostbusters. They're all going to be there, so you can get your pictures taken, get your autographs, come see us. We'll throw you on the podcast, maybe ask you a question about wrestling or something.
And don't worry, like if a Stormtrooper shoots at you, they can't hit you.
That's true. Always bad aim. How do they get promoted? How do they get those shields on the side of their shoulder that show that they're the generals?
Are they actually promoted though? Because I mean, they're still at the bottom of the line. Like the robots are promoted over the humans. Okay.
That's true.
That mimics what's going on now.
Yeah. Bobby is going to actually do a video with Landon, his son.
I was gonna say we can introduce it right now, and then on next week we'll cut one in. But if we just want to talk really quick, November 29th, Real American Freestyle is back in Chicago, Illinois, which is fitting because one of the main investors is Izzy from Izzy Style, and they're from the Chicago area. They're just north of Chicago, I believe. And there's a couple wrestlers that are from Illinois that are going to be on this card. So my son and I were going to break down a couple of fights, and we'll introduce that here next week.
Sweet. So that's going to be so cool. Getting a little part in there as well. And me being a big Hogan fan, it's another way of keeping Hulk Hogan alive because he was an owner of American Freestyle along with Eric Bischoff and the guy that you just mentioned. So it's kind of cool that his legacy is living on in some way and fashion, even though in the wrestling world, Hulk Hogan will live on forever. But now here's the favorite part of the show, at least for me and me alone. I kind of dragged Bobby into it, so he's kind of getting his feet wet with it. Eventually, Nasty Nate will collect something besides guns and weapons and bullets and stuff like that. But
I mean, I have swords. I collect those.
all right, so everyone knows Bobby gets a box once a month, and he got his today. So Bobby, what's in the box?
What's in the box? I got Excalibur for the Micro Brawler. He's a new one for me. Haven't had him yet. One of the favorite pins that I've gotten is now a duplicate. So this one will probably be for sale at a show because I kept the original one. And I got another Revolting Blob.
Revolting Blob. That is cool.
See, and my middle son just watched Billy Madison the other day. I'm like, hey, you know who this is? This was, again, a lot of these the boxes, I don't like a lot of the shirts, but this is another one where I'm pretty excited for it. Got me a Dustin Rhodes shirt.
There you go.
That's pretty nice.
I say he's always, to me, been one of those underrated guys. This is another duplicate. I'm going to leave it in the package, though. It's a Hardy Boys flag, like a wall tapestry.
Oh.
So that'll be.
I actually didn't take that from you.
I have another one that I saved, so that one will be at a show. This will go. It's again another duplicate. That'll be in my sticker box at a show.
I really hope you can sell all that and get your money back for getting all these duplicates.
Right.
I say pretty cool little poster there.
Oh, got Brody on it. Yeah.
And Moxley. And then the autograph. I don't even remember who it was. Oh, and I think I got to go through my stuff. I think I just bought this one in Iowa.
Oh, damn.
It was the Gene Snitsky. It wasn't my fault. But I'm pretty sure I just bought this in Iowa, so this one will probably end up at a show as well.
Nice.
I like if you guys are interested in autographs or any of this kind of stuff, stop by my table.
Yeah, definitely.
And see the different merch there.
So I got a little bit of a mix. We'll go down the wrestling rabbit hole first. You brought up a Michael Brawler. I'm going to show off one. This is Smash from Demolition. I picked him up.
Let's see, is that a chase with the red face?
I do not know. I don't really pay attention to Micro Brawlers at all. I do have now, I think, two. I got a Harley Race, King Harley Race, and a King Haku. So this is my third one, Smash. Walmart has got a blind box now. They had those slap bracelets. I picked up just a couple of slap bracelets.
With the belts?
Yeah. And,
they love those.
Yeah. Well, I did get one ultra rare, and that's the Undertaker Championship. They do have a Series 2 out now. I'm not too sure what belts are in there. But they also came out with a blind box. It's all wrapped up, so you don't know who you're buying. There's multiple different figures. I think there's a total of 12. I picked up just one here, one there. Don't think I'm going to collect them all, but I just like the fact that you didn't know who you're going to get, and it's pretty cheap. So I did pick up 4 throughout the last couple weeks. And one of them is Rey Mysterio. Comes with a ladder. I don't know why he comes with a ladder. But when they come, they're all
never been known for ladder matches.
They're all separated in a bag, and you got to open the bag to find out who you have and who you just destroyed. But that was Rey Mysterio.
Never known Ray to do anything with a ladder.
Here's Roman Reigns with a weight. So he needs to do some curls. But got a Roman Reigns. Got an LA Knight. He came with the briefcase. I'm sure maybe it was some money in the bank type of deal, maybe. But cool. I did get one chase. There's 2 John Cena's and there's 2 Randy Ortons. The chases come with the belt, and I got a John Cena chase. Came with the belt. This one's called the "You Can't See Me" John Cena. The other one is a picture of his. Well, not a picture. He's wearing one of his Last Times T-shirts. But this is the "You Can't See Me."
Now, in that line, do they make a JD Madonna? Because that's like proportionate to his head and body.
No, they do not have JD McDonald.
I mean, they should add it. I mean, I guess the regular figures are about the same.
Right. I mean, if they do it, per specs, he should definitely have a bigger head. I did pick up another wrestler that's still in the box, so I'm just gonna cut down here real quick. This particular figure, there's 4 different styles of this one. This is an independent toy company, and they're making pretty good products. Man, this guy packaged this thing pretty damn well. I love it when they do that, because more than likely it's not going to be bent. So if I wanted to keep it in the package, I could. But it is another Jake the Snake Roberts. He is in the white pants. He's got a snake with him and a bag. Looks like the snake is actually in the bag on this one. I'm just going to show you another one that I just got. This is from the same company, which is Grapplers and Gimmicks. This is a Jake the Snake. Comes with a snake, comes with a bag. He's wearing, of course, the green pants. There's also one where he's wearing black. And there was just New York City's Comic-Con that happened a couple weeks ago. And there is a special edition that he's got like black and red and blue pants. But I love this figure because it's the same size as a Hasbro. It looks like a Hasbro because I bought a Heel and Faces, which is another independent toy company. I bought an Andre the Giant off of them, and look at that pale skin tone compared to Jake the Snake's tone. So then again, it's kind of hard to say because Andre the Giant never tanned, and you never would see him in a tanning booth.
Can you imagine trying to see him fit in one?
Right. So he did have really pale skin, but even the Hasbro kept his skin tone the same as everyone else and not as pale as that one. But I don't think I'm going to get the other 2 Jake the Snakes. I think 2 is good. I mainly wanted 1, but on eBay, this guy was cheaper than if you went to the company, Grapplers or Gimmicks, to actually buy it from the company. I got it much cheaper. So to me, it was a no-brainer. If I can keep it mint on card, maybe I can flip it or sell it to someone and buy something else with it. But very cool on that. Now comes the mix. So I've been telling you guys I've been collecting other things, He-Man and different monsters. I've been collecting a lot of dragons here lately. I've been collecting my Scooby-Doo characters. And I picked up 3 more Scooby-Doo characters. One is just a regular zombie. I mean, this definitely reminds you of Scooby-Doo. This zombie was in a lot of episodes. Very cool. Reminds me exactly of my childhood, exactly of Scooby-Doo. Don't remember much episodes with Count Dracula, but this
He
is
was
from
in
the
him.
Scooby-Doo line.
He was in the intro, I believe, too.
Was he in the intro? But still wanted to pick him up because I want to complete this line. And then one that is made by the same company, Hanna-Barbera, did do some special guest roles, I guess, for a cartoon. So it is in the line. It comes with a member of the Scooby team, but it's Captain Caveman. I don't know if you guys remember that cartoon or not.
I do.
I've
but-
seen a thing of it, but I've never watched it.
Oh, it's definitely a Saturday morning cartoon special, Captain Caveman. Very cool in the Scooby-Doo line, so I had to get them, had to pick them up for it. I'm missing just a few now. There's some versions of the monsters that are glow in the dark. It's the same figure, but it's made out of the glow in dark material. So I'll probably pick up some of those. And then there's this killer clown that I want to pick up from Scooby-Doo as well. So my last thing is something that's not a cartoon related. It is just a monster from the 90s. And it's from 1993. It's called Gorzak, and he's a voice command beast. Now, since I've been watching and collecting toys this year, because I've been mainly collecting, I collected wrestlers all my life. That's different. I've always collected wrestlers. But I started collecting and watching other collectors collect items. And a lot of them collect it not really for remembering their childhood or sparking some memory or something. Sometimes they collect things because they know that that's going to be the next thing that's going to be hot, that's going to be worth money, that all these toy collectors are going to start searching for. And I was watching this YouTube, and it was a guy that I watch, and he was interviewing another guy, a totally other channel, but he was doing like a little collab. And so they were touring this guy's basement, and his basement is his toy room. And when I tell you this guy has so much stuff, he has it. I mean, he has the Godzillas that everyone's looking for. He has all the big play sets, Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull and all the Ghostbusters and the G.I. Joes, the Starship, I think it was called, or the Battleship, the big G.I. Joe ship that is like the size of dining room table. He has all those big things. And then they came across this monster, and the guy doing the interview says, "What's this from?" And he goes, "It's not from a cartoon, but he believes that it's going to be the next big toy that people are going to be searching for." Because you got to remember, it's from 1993. And he said that he bought it because it's going to be an investment. And so after I seen that episode, literally, I seen it as it was premiering. I seen it and I searched eBay and I found it. And like I said, his name is Gorzak, and he's a voice activated toy. He does take batteries. I don't have batteries in him right now. But he does 20 commands. He normally comes with an axe that you put in his hand, and he walks around, he swings the axe, and like I said, you can actually command him with 20 voice commands. And he's got this huge ass fucking tail, big mean guy. But the guy said that this will be the next toy that a lot of people are going to be searching for. And I picked them up for 56 bucks. So I figured, hell, I consider myself a toy collector now, so I might as well invest in some of the toys. and I picked him up. So I don't know, call me a sellout or something, because it's the first toy that I bought that has no significant value to my life, except for, who knows, if I keep it in my collection for a while, maybe it'll double in price and I can flip it and get something that has that sentimental touch. But very
not
cool.
being sent out though.
But that's all I have for you guys. You guys got anything else going on?
Nope.
I do not at the time.
Okay, so before we go, let me just remind everyone that next week we are going to have the promoter of the Shriners Collector convention, and his name, oh, it was just on here, but now it just skipped out on me.
Can you tell me it was Jason?
Huh?
Didn't you say it was Jason?
Yeah, Jason Shell. He is going to be on next week's podcast. We are going to talk about why he wanted to do this, because this is the second year, so it's not like it's been 10 years going. So we're going to find out a little bit of history of his collections. I do know he was a wrestling fan growing up, and that's why he wanted to have some wrestlers on the show, and then it turned into us hosting the show. So we're going to get a lot of information, and he's got bigger plans for next year.
Yes.
So yes, so if everything works out this year and we are a hit for them, you never know. Maybe we are going to be part of the plans to be bigger and better for next year's. But either way, he'll be on the show next week. So very cool. I'm sure we'll still throw in, if something hits the big news of whatever is happening with wrestling, we'll toss that in there as well. But we're going to spend most of our time talking to Jason and about the Shriners Collectors Fest. So no wrestling show this weekend. Like I said, the next one is not until December 6th. So the next time we're all going to get together is for the next podcast. So instead of saying we'll see you at the wrestling shows, we'll see you on the next podcast.
Tuesday.
All right, gentlemen, you guys have a good week, and I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Adios.